Hey, this is Roger Peyton with James Green and Associates, Senior Territory Manager, and I'd like to visit about a question that I get asked pretty regularly. And the question is this: why did my premium go up even though I did not have a claim? I'd like to illustrate this with a story. And let's just talk about gas pumps. I pull up to my neighborhood gas pump, and my driving habits haven't changed, but I pull up to the pump and the price has significantly changed. It would be futile for me to have a frustration directed toward the gas pump, because I realize there are things that happen long before the supply gets to my gas pump. Because they are supplied by refineries, and there are so many things that can affect supply, like geopolitical events or weather situations or terrorism or hurricanes, that can cause refinery disruption, which would cause the price on the pump to significantly increase. Let's talk about a specific church. Let's talk about Church USA. They're a normal congregation with a building that has a replacement cost of about $400,000. They send the insurance company $4,000 to insure their building at replacement cost. Now, it may surprise you to realize, but one of the biggest purchasers of insurance are insurance companies. Because the insurance company that has received the $4,000 from Church USA, they are happy to have those dollars, but now they've also incurred a $400,000 liability on their books. So what they do, they pay salary with some, they pay commission with some, they pay overhead with some, but then they take some of that $4,000 and they buy insurance. The technical term for that transaction is called reinsurance. There are large international companies that supply insurance companies with insurance. Your policy is like that gas pump. It's the part that you see and transact with. But what you don't see is all the things that have been involved in getting the supply to you. In the reinsurance market, there are things that may not have affected you directly at all, like California wildfires or nor'easters on the East Coast, or deep freeze in Texas and Arkansas, or the latest hurricane in Louisiana. All these things affect the supply of insurance and thus affect the retail price at the pump. You may not be aware of it, but the insurance company has set record losses consistently for the last 5 years, with maybe one exception. So the reinsurance market is taking a huge beating, and the dynamics of the insurance market are this: Company A, Company B, and Company C all operate in the reinsurance world. So what affects the reinsurance, think refinery, that also affects everybody's pump. So even though Church USA has never had a claim, their renewal will reflect the fact that the reinsurance market has taken a beating. So, what could be done? Well, there are a couple things. Number one, you'll hear a term referred to as loss control. Loss control is simply proactively looking at my ministry operations, proactively looking at my nonprofit operations, and just really going through it with a fine-tooth comb to determine what could cause a claim. I'm the guy that doesn't care about tire inflation. I don't care about maybe being in the tune-up, being on schedule, and things like that. When it's $2 a gallon, I'll get to it someday. But when it's $4 a gallon, it's check the tire pressure, get it to the shop, oil change on time, because at $4 a gallon, the pain point is there that makes me want to be proactive in a way that $2 a gallon gas didn't. And so it is with your ministry or your operation. There are actually worse times than others to have a claim, and right now is one of those times. And so loss control becomes very important to be able to proactively say, hey folks, let's make sure we're doing all we can to work safe, work secure, and work stable. The second thing that you can do is take a good look at your deductibles. There is probably no other one thing that you can do to impact total premium like deductibles. If you have a $1,000 deductible, look at a $2,500. $2,500, look at 5. If you have a 5, look at 10. You see, insurance companies don't really want to handle small claims, and so there is a good return on investment for those claims that are now excluded because of the deductible. So you exchange the uncertainty of benefiting from a low deductible with the certainty of the locked-in savings on the renewal. I remember when homeowners policies had a $100 deductible. Now my homeowners policy has a $5,000 deductible. So in my case personally, my insurance company has made it very attractive for me to have the higher deductible. In closing, in a market with high volatility, with rate increases in the reinsurance world, your long-standing good experience with a reputable company is one of your greatest assets. Thank you.